everybody, it's Dr. Cara, and I am here with your June forecast. So I've got my Animal Wisdom Oracle cards here, and I'm going to pull a card, or maybe two, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pull a card or two and see what the message is, potentially tap into the energy of the animal and see what we've got going on. So we are really moving into a shift in energy. We definitely had a big shift in the energy around the new year. Things started really changing a few. To me, it felt like some aftershocks after an earthquake. But we are really, we've kind of shifted out of that energy, that volatile energy of 2020, 2021. In my forecasts has been all about settling and finding more peace and connectivity. And I feel that. And now we're getting into eclipses and all that stuff, which is going to really also have a big effect on the energy. To me, it feels like this month is a settling of energy. And I'm just going to pull this card. Oh, so interesting. I pulled this from the bottom. I was looking at the cards and I just didn't want the one at the top, and I just pulled the bottom, the alligator. So so fascinating, because the alligator, I think the message is really unexpected. So these cards are based on conversations that I have had using animal communication with these animals. And the alligator, as you might expect, is about taking the long view, but you might not expect that they really are aware of community, because they seem like such loners, such solo animals, and they spend so much time immobile. They're aggressive predators. And the alligator that I connected with for this card was really showing me how he keeps tabs on everybody. So as he's sitting there mellow, still for hours at a time, he's actually very aware of all the other animals in his environment. He's super aware of everything going on in his environment, and he's aware of his place in the community. So that's why the message to people is about community. And in this case, it's not, a species specific community. It's about our place in a maybe more an environmental community, right? Like multi-species kind of community. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. So I find that really fascinating with the energy that I was just talking about this year, and each month kind of contributes its own gift of the overall energy. The alligator energy is really about being still, being aware, seeing everything going on around you, understanding your place in the community, and keeping tabs on the community. Who's where, what's going on, what's happening. You're not alone. Like it's super interesting to me, this alligator, especially coming out of 2020, when we all felt so isolated and so alone. And now here we are kind of coming back. Things are opening up, people are traveling more, people are getting out, they're going back to work. All of those things are happening. And so we're really tapping into our sense of community again. And as we look at the long view of 2021, the contribution of the alligator this month is to really bring back some stillness into our lives, and make sure that in all the excitement of getting out and going places and connecting with people, we don't lose sight of the long view, the big picture. And it's interesting too, because we can be lonely when we're alone, but we can also be lonely when we're with others. And that's probably the worst kind of loneliness, is to feel lonely even when you're in the company of others. And so to me, the other message from the alligator here is really honor who you are and connect at a real honest level with everybody again in your community, so that you don't have that sense. So you're grounded and strong and stable, and you don't have that sense of not being seen, not being heard, not being included, even as you are getting back to more in-person interactions and restaurants and travel and family and friends and concerts and movies and all the good stuff that we've all been missing. Um, I think that this energy, it's a really good reminder to not be bouncing off the walls with excitement and lose sight of who we are and what we need and what lessons we've learned over the past year and a half during the pandemic. And one of those lessons is really about self-care, nurturing ourselves, really feeling how connected we are and how to take care of ourselves on our own. And we don't want to lose that sense of self. I feel like this has been a really amazing opportunity for us to get a stronger sense of self. And the loneliness speaks to me in we lose sight of who we are. We lose our sense of self when we feel lonely. So we can get caught up in all the activity and lose our groundedness, you lose our center. And so to me, the alligator message is, again, know who you are, keep your sense of self, take care of yourself, know that you're part of a community, but don't lose track of yourself. And then I think collectively we need to take the long view and really, as we are reintegrating and reactivating all of our activities, we need to really retain the lessons that have been available to us over the past year and a half. And that's, I think, more collectively, the long view is for us collectively as a species, as humanity, to really remember what happened to the pollution levels, what happened to the animals, what happened to the environments as we decreased our impact on the world around us. So I think that the alligator is a really interesting card and interesting energy for this month. I'd love to hear what you think about this card and this energy and the messages from the alligator about taking the long view and watching out for loneliness and know that you're part of a community. What are your takeaways? What do you have to add? What did you get different from the alligator? What does it make you think of? What message did you get? I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and put your thoughts in the comments below and we'll have a conversation there. And to me, that's where the richness of this whole process happens. I love the conversations that we have in the comments around these videos. So take the alligator with you, take the long view, know that you're connected, you're part of the community, and don't lose sight of yourself. Take care of yourself so that you don't get lost in the shuffle and feel lonely. Have a beautiful month, and I'll see you next time.